Luke Darcy just taking a couple of well-earned minutes off.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Lyons here, of course.
Hey,
six-time All-Australian, former Victorian centre halfback. Hello, Gats.
How are you, mate?
Very nice. And, of course, the number 43, the purple-headed warrior in his brand new... I would have them as calibre wheels, and with a nice pointy toe and a sort of grey-brown hue.
They're not doing it.
Hello, Purple.
They're not doing
G'day,
it.
JB.
And
Chief, it's got 43 stitches on the back of them.
I understand, Gary, that in the boudoir in Middle Park, Purple's gone to a couple of pool mobs. Said, I'd like a pool. I haven't got a lot of room, but I'd like a pool, and I'd like 43 tiled into it.
And in the boudoir, comes out with a silk sort of pyjama setup with a 43 curled around the chest.
This is how he's rolling now, Chief.
Exactly.
Bit of heft style.
I think he has got a lot of heft about him.
I tell you, he's got a fair bit about him here. The Duke, who's back for
Yep.
comes back from
after
a 3
month and a
week
half off.
holiday, does 5 minutes radio and then nicks off.
Splits.
He couldn't believe what had come over him, and the Twitter is supporting it. A
I've
lot
got
of
to
Twitter
say-
stuff coming through saying, what's going on with Purple? Is he on steroids
No,
or something?
it's impressive, the Warrior, and I'll tell you exactly why, Jim.
Go on, Chief.
Instead of kowtowing to everybody else, he normally falls in line, and that's why he got the name Laces, because he just followed the wolf wherever he went. He took the Wolf and Duke front on over a couple of issues and just dismissed them.
Tell me, on what?
I think you'll
Well, we
found
just
wanting
talked
in that
about Izzy and
Carmichael
Carmichael Hunt.
He
Just dismissed the both of
He
you.
conceded he was wrong about Carmichael Hunt.
No, I did not
Please.
concede. I think
Yes,
you were
you did.
found wanting in that debate.
He is standing up to both of them and virtually just slapped them to the fence, Jim.
If you believe that, Jim, I've got some real estate for you. The Twitter doesn't lie.
Where are we at with it?
Spot on, Wolf. What?
You
You just own Warrior.
Making up tweets.
Tell Warrior to get back in a second. He's not ready for that level. These are from my mates, Mickey, Jeffrey, and the boys. They're all coming through. So it's interesting. I always get good feedback. And Foss was in good form. He went through. We asked him about leadership, and he said, "And you, Luke, you know all about it. And you, Jason, you've been a leader, and you, Garry, you captained your side, and you." Well, maybe not you, Gary. We'll perhaps leave you out of this conversation. That flattened him off a bit. He just dropped off then.
And back in onto the tram force, or has he got his way here tonight?
No, he elected to drive tonight.
Did he?
Yes, and he bought up a nice box of sort of dim sum dumplings sort of set up. He bought about 8 of them in.
Did he?
Yep, so he was in fine form tonight, the old Forsler.
I had an interesting conversation with Bill Brownless, Gary. I don't know if you heard it.
Well, I'll be the judge of whether it's interesting.
It was only interesting because of the logic that this man that we call a friend clutched onto.
On the way in, I heard it.
He said that Tim Watson's clearly a better footballer than his son Job, and to help with that argument of the 3 premierships he's played in. So I said to him, OK, Bill, so premierships are irrelevant when you're judging fathers and sons. How does that help Gary Ablett Sr. be a much better footballer than Gary Ablett Jr. then, given Junior's played in 2 and Senior never played in any? He was more exciting. Was Bill's logic?
His basic argument was that if you're a more exciting player, that just automatically puts you better.
Yep.
I get that.
And therefore I said, is Alan Jakovic the greatest player of all time?
That doesn't surprise me on you tonight, Warrior, if you agree with Bill. You've been in that sort of form, and a lot of the Twitterers agree with me. You need a rest, though.
I think you should read the ones that are critical of you just for change.
Well, I can't find it.
Yeah, you delete them when they come in. you block them, actually. They never return.
That's irrelevant anyway, Jim.
No, of course it is. It's just the logic of Bill, which no one can ever work out. I'm not sure the old white uniform's doing Rough any favours either with the real translucent skin. Got Dr. Rowan White, the preeminent medical specialist in football, down there with you, so you'll hear everything, the biggest presence. He brings a load with him. A load because he's got the towering size about him in that field where others are just a little sort of bit players. Now...